that there are people that might fancy themselves, for lack of a better word, a certain type of reactor. Are there different, like, are there subgenres? Is it got
When I look at it, I just see that we're all just simply reactors, but we all don't react to the same thing. For instance, at times when you're just reacting to trailers, TV shows, then there's people who react to YouTube videos. There's people who just react to the news. There are people who react to other YouTube videos where, am I offensive with it? No, because even then it's like, who's really getting the views and stuff? The individual who actually came up with that YouTube video, or the person who's doing the reaction to that? You know, are they using the full thing or not? It's a huge controversial subject on that alone.
Yeah, I think that's where people really get angry, and that is where
It's happened to me before. And so far, I haven't got angry yet because when the person...
Wait, somebody's reacted to your
Yes,
reaction?
not like a, hey, I'm going to be reacting to Broke Black Man, but a little bit different where they took my reaction of manga. I did like a live reaction to a manga chapter before, and someone took my certain clips of my video and put it in their video. And then there's another YouTuber, I forget his name, I know it's Leon something. Leon Andrew Raison, where he takes every other like reactors clips of a certain scene. Like for instance, he might get like the Walking Dead Negan scene and have like a whole bunch of reactors and their clips of that reaction. And the way they do it, at least he like at the end of his video he does a special thanks to everyone and puts their channel links in the description. And I actually like that, and I'm okay with it. At least he's like mentioning, okay, where I got it from, and you know, go look at this person's channel. That's one thing. But if you just simply just take someone's video, don't give credit to them whatsoever in the description box or whatever, and you just trying to make that your own, that's something where I kind of cross the line.
Well, yeah, I mean, and there's, yeah, like I said, in a minute here, obviously this isn't a show about legal issues, and I'm not a lawyer by anyway, but the controversy over fair use and copyright law itself is some of these arguments are being brought in front of the highest levels of our judicial system right now. So it's definitely an issue. And even like you just said about I forget his name at the moment, but this creator that puts the links for people's videos and he cites them so he gives credit. Yeah, that's admirable. That's nice. But there is still an issue. In my opinion, I would have a huge issue with that still, because I don't know what the state of fair use is right at this moment, because it changes so much within YouTube. I don't know what is going on as far as when you make your claim right now. From the last that I heard, they might have changed it. Here, let me break it down. When you have somebody that has a copyright infringement, when they use material, content that you've created without your permission, you have to make a claim on YouTube. And now for people like BBM here and myself and anybody else that is any independent creators, which YouTube is mostly made up of, until you get people that they have people that actually can take legal action for them. But if you're an independent user on YouTube, an independent creator, and you have a copyright claim, you have to go on, first off, you have to identify it. So that means you have to be aware of it. So whether you're scanning for your videos or you have people that tell you, you're at a disadvantage right there, because these bigger people in corporations, they have bots and they're immediately notified, and then it immediately will alert the user and it will immediately issue the claim. We have to first off search out videos if they're being used without our permission, and then we have to go through the process of filing the claim, which is, it's just a form, but it takes some time. So the point is, when the videos that make money are popular or get the most attention, they get this right when they're released. So by the time you have made your claim, and hopefully you found it right away. Even if you find it within the first minute and you file your claim as an independent creator on YouTube, a good 48 hours at least, and usually up to a month is going to go by. They're going to take the video down, but the claim won't be settled for at least a month. And the last I heard, the profit that this person that they're monetized made off that video in the time in between the claim being filed and it being resolved, they get to keep that money still. So it's really not a good deal for anybody, because it's like, yeah, he let everybody know that was in this contemplation about where they can find them and who was in it, but what he really should have done is seeked out approval for using their content in the first place. You can't just give a nod to somebody that you're using their content for. You have to ask. You're infringing on their rights. So by the time 48 hours goes by on YouTube, if anybody's making money off a video, they pretty much made it. So, and no matter how it falls, which side it falls to as the legality of the issue, they still get to keep that initial money. I guess this was created to actually try to protect us as independent creators, because they wanted, people can also do the opposite. They can make a claim on a video or content, whatever, that's not theirs. So if they freeze the assets for that, again, in the first few days that it's up, usually the first 2 days, that's when it makes all of its money. So if you don't have access to that, people can just jam you up. People can make false claims now. Yeah, it's technically perjury, but a lot of people don't give a shit, and I don't think they're really prosecuting people. So yeah, a lot of people got, I think Chad Michael Clay, he does these silly like Weird Al type videos, but he actually had a video on it because he was a victim of it. People were just filing copyright claims on his videos just to be a dick, because at that point he would not receive the money for it, and then the first few days would go by where, you know, you're making all your money, and he never had access to those funds. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, like I said, because this guy now can be like, oh yeah, and I just want to, you know, shout out, and I put the links to everybody's videos that I used, you know. But now it's kind of like spilt milk. It doesn't matter. He got what he needed out of it. Even if he has to take the video down, he doesn't have to give back money. So I think that's where, at least as of right now, where all the controversy's coming, is people reacting to reacting, because it's really hard for independent creators to protect themselves in the current state of YouTube. So that's a rocky road right there, and I don't know what they're going to do about it, because copyright law was created far before the state of social media that we're in today, and it doesn't apply anymore. It's just too outdated. It's how could they have known when they wrote these laws? I mean, some of them are, I think, like the last copyright like change they like officially made was in like 1996 or something crazy. So even in 96, think about, was there even internet in 96? I don't think so. Think about how much the atmosphere's changed as far as what needs to be done to protect people that have intellectual property that they own. You know, back when they made these laws, this was only to protect major movie studios in Hollywood and record labels, not to protect somebody that's making a reaction video or a movie review. So it doesn't apply. We're working in an outdated system, and YouTube as itself technically doesn't even have to protect or do anything. We're posting to them, so technically, as the platform, it's not legally their responsibility to, you know, have their algorithms that figure out, or their bots, whatever it is, that do the automatic flags. They don't even have to actually provide those services, but I think they were pressured by the courts to do so. But realistically, they could just walk away from it, for right now at least, until they pass new laws or update the laws, whatever you want to call it, and say it's not our job, so you need to go through the proper channels, and that would make it so you'd be tied up in court for years, and most people can't even afford a lawyer or anything, and it usually will cost more for a lawyer than you'll get if you do win. So I think that a lot of people know that too, and it's like a lot of people don't file copyright claims. They kind of just let it go because it's a high risk, low yield situation. It's not something that's going to work out for you either way. If you win, you just end up maybe breaking even at best. It's a very, very weird and rocky atmosphere for creators right now, and there's a lot of people that I believe are just really unsure about the current state, about where YouTube's going to go, and what's the future of this. So I did want to ask you, when we were talking about the process, about what are you allowed to use technically. We're not talking about other YouTubers reacting, because you don't do that anyways, but what is the rules for you?
Oh, for when I'm doing my own reactions, and when it comes to editing up, chopping up stuff, what can I use? Yes, you cannot put up the full entire video. I made that mistake the first time ever I'd done a reaction of a TV show. I thought, oh, could I just put up the whole entire video? And yeah, WB took down my first ever Supernatural video. So I said, let me do it again and just chop up certain stuff. Still, they took it down. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? So I even went up to back and see other people. And one of my acquaintances was like, yeah, bro, you can't use the entire video, not even 44 minutes. If max, use like 22 minutes of the video. So I was like, really? Like, I was talking a lot during my Supernatural video, and I think a lot of people like want to hear this stuff. But it's just, you have to just roll with YouTube, and I gotta say, copyright is, in summary, a total bitch. It really is. They really don't, even if they pull out a video, sometimes they tell you what it is, sometimes they don't. I remember this point in time when you can't even monetize your video, which I never monetized my channel yet. But there are times when you put up a video and you have a certain clip and they say, oh, HBO doesn't allow this clip to be, in people's videos, but since you put it in there, you can't monetize it. And when people want to look at it, they're going to be seeing commercials before your video, or even put like multiple commercials. I don't know. But
yeah, I know that sometimes because I'm not monetized, but I had an old channel that was monetized, and I recognized that they would, if an HBO was one of the, I was doing Thrones stuff, so HBO was, because they have bots that just know from the code, and you would get the violations, and sometimes it'd be nice because you'd have a timestamp for it, and they'd provide that, and I guess that's probably just because there are people that are out there actively looking, but these are also just bots that are, there's certain settings that in certain flags they have that allow them to recognize, the use of this stuff. So yeah, sometimes it's more straight up, but I think the big issue is, like, you kind of just said it, like somebody told you use just like use 22 minutes, but what is there a number of minutes that you can use for a fact, or is that just playing it safe? Because I mean, that sounds so vague. It's like, well, just use like 22 minutes. It's like, well, is that going to be cool? I don't know. It might be. I mean, is that the actual number?
No, even that, he just gave me that number to roll it off, because there really is no true number. When you do these videos, you have to roll with your gut. Like, hopefully by the time it's, uploading to YouTube, maybe it won't get flagged, won't get taken down, it might not get demonetized. Even there are times when, before I even hit publish, and I'm just creating a thumbnail, they even flag me up like, hey, you can't use this and get paid for it. I'm like, what? I can't even hit the publish button before I can get monetized? Like, what's up here? And then it's even stranger how one time I did a reaction video to a trailer. A month passed, nothing went wrong. Suddenly they hit me with something. I'm like, why didn't you guys hit me up earlier before? But now you do. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. I don't know. In my opinion, I think YouTube needs to get laid, and then all our problems will be solved.
Maybe they don't own the rights to getting laid, though, so they just don't want to infringe on those copyright laws. I think that, if we could all, and we're not even monetized, because BBM, just like myself, I guess maybe I think we talked a little bit about this, but it's my belief that, you just want to focus on creating quality content. I'm at the beginning stages of this new channel and slash podcast, and I just am working on format and really kind of developing, hopefully growing into what will be a more polished product. So I'm not going to monetize because you got to be hitting a lot more views than a few hundred or even in the low thousands for you to really make real money. But do you have goals, even with all these issues, to monetize at some point? Because you've only been at this for 3 months and you've had your growth is everything. If you look at the first 3 months of what you've been doing and use that as the precedent and just assume that that's going to be continuing, because you're making quality content, you should eventually grow into something that could be a profitable business. Is that your goal with this, is my question, or are you just doing it because you enjoy doing it? Because even though you enjoy doing it, there's a hell of a lot of work still. So is this a business thing for you? I know you obviously have a regular job and are going to school, but do you see this turning into more?
Into like a full-fledged business? As of now,
yeah.
When I started out, it was just simply a hobby, and at the time, school wasn't as much difficult, because at the time I was like finishing up my bachelor's. But now I'm in my master's program, and it requires me to do more field work and more papers to be done. And not too long ago, I received my first ever code while doing YouTube. And there are times when I normally be uploading 2 to 3 reactions, and now it's been like 1 reaction a day almost. So if there's ever a time where I do click that monetization button on, it's going to be if I'm in the 2 to 3,000 subscribers, that I know that the point when I upload, there's going to be like 100 views automatically for those who actually just hit the notification bell on, because you'd be surprised when people just be uploading videos and there's like rarely less than 100 people actually tune in from that notification thing. And from my understanding, YouTube says, it's best if you have the monetization when you reach 1,000, as if you're actually more devoted to your work. Yet I've seen people with less than 1,000 put that monetization on, and they're even more devoted than I am. So it's like, when do you truly put it on? As of now, YouTube right now, for me, my channel is more of a hobby. If I ever gain over 1,000 or even 10,000, which I'll even be shocked if I ever reach over 10,000, if I want to at the time, and if I'm a little bit have more time to take care of my videos, to get a better screen monitor, whatnot, who knows, I will put it on and be a little bit more devoted to it than just simply just being a regular hobby. But who knows, because like you said, I'm in school, I'm getting a master's soon. Within a year and a half, I should be graduating soon, and if I gain 5,000 or so, who knows, I might just say I might not go into teaching, but you know what, at least I got my master's in education, But as of now, who knows?
Well, I think it's interesting, and I think it kind of ties into what we're talking about with the legal issues right now, because that can really affect, that's kind of why I wanted to kind of feel out what your general feeling was about it.
And the left and right, you never know, something that could be a good video could end up being taken down, and I have nothing to fall back on, really, just except for my YouTube channel. So it's,
I think, that's like, I think it really changes, like, because I'm the same way. I worked as a professional DJ for 11 years, and I ran a company that we provided services for clubs and weddings, but I'm just out of that business now. But I have a separate professional life, and this is a hobby for me, but I do have a production background, and I'm in the mindset of I want to do everything correctly to give myself the best chance of turning this into something that's profitable, but I also just have such a passion for stuff like this content, and I believe you do too, and that's what makes you appealing, is because you can tell you're knowledgeable about your content, and also you can tell that you are passionate about it, that you're not just doing it for a paycheck, because right now there is no paycheck. It seems like most people are pivoting towards supplementing their income through means other than the traditional YouTube monetization. People are getting sponsors. Obviously, Patreon is huge. So I don't think people are counting on YouTube as much as they used to. And I think that's probably smart. Because like I said, if you just go by your numbers and the amount of time you're doing it, everything indicates that if you continue growth like that, but nothing is assured in this business, that's for sure. You should end up at a point where you have a, few thousand subscribers to even much, much more in the future. So you kind of gotta plan a little bit, and I think that a lot of people are pivoting towards things like Patreon and getting independent sponsors, because you need to become everybody in the rare chance of real success in this business. You need to be prepared to have a system set up that you're able to, actually take advantage of it. You don't want to end up not being able to make money off a channel that grew into something because you didn't plan right. So that is my way of thinking. I think I probably should focus for in the future, when I want to do it, on obtaining sponsorships and Patreons and avenues like that. You want to become less and less dependent on YouTube for the way you make your money, because in the end, we could upload, and for a podcast, I upload to like 24 different platforms technically. So everybody can keep doing what they're doing without YouTube technically. But right now, there's still money to be made from YouTube. If the day comes where that money stops coming, then people will start utilizing other platforms. So I think it's a real time of, just uncertainty for people right now. And, even people at the lower spectrum in the grand theme of things, if you're creating content, I guess it's just smart to think as though you're going to be successful one day. So if the rare chance it really happens and you get a few million subscribers, you're set up to actually reap the benefits off it. But that's my little way of thinking. When it comes to, like you're saying, people loading videos and they're monetized and they're not getting any views, stuff like that. How many? Because like what you said, it is YouTube that actually says it's 1,000 subscribers is what they recommend you have before monetizing.
Yes, that's what YouTube recommends.
So right now, I'm looking at a little stat sheet right here. It's a crazy amount of hours that are uploaded every minute. I'm trying to find this stat right here. Okay. Yeah, like YouTube has 300 hours of video that are uploaded every minute. 300 hours every minute. That's crazy. So there's no lack of competition, that's for sure. It's actually quite diluted at this point. But 300 hours of video per minute. I can't imagine what that costs just for servers in their actual storage space. I don't think YouTube as a individual company within Google has technically turned a profit ever. But in business, and we won't get into it, obviously, there's ways they make money off YouTube, but YouTube as a individual, if you just look at it as a singular thing, they don't turn a profit. YouTube obviously contributes to Google's overall worth, but them as a department, they spend more than they get. So, because you got to imagine 300 hours of video a minute, that's insane. But I don't know. It's hard to imagine life without YouTube right now. Just for even watching or getting my entertainment, I hardly even watch regular TV, but I'm sure that there will come a day that people will start pivoting if they don't get stuff like this figured out. So back to what you're saying about you had a YouTuber that reacted to your reaction. Was it negative? Was it positive?
Oh, it was positive. But not like they only just took my clips and put it where other those combination ones. It was never a YouTuber who was like, hello, we're going to be watching, Broke Black Man. It was never like that.
Gotcha. Where does the name Broke Black Man come from?
Oh, that name originated from one of my reactions to the Nintendo Switch. Originally, that wasn't even my channel name, Broke Black Man. It was David the Saint. That was it. Originally, that was my channel name. And it kind of ran for like 7 or maybe 6 videos or so. And then when the Nintendo Switch, like that trailer, the first ever trailer to it or so, came on, I was reacting to it, and before I even started the video, I was like, you know what, I might as well just call myself a broke black man in America, because from all these trailers I'm reacting to, from the money of me owing my college of student loan debt, and me thinking about getting the Nintendo Switch, I'm gonna be broke. And then later on in that comment section of that same video, I get some subscribers saying that, hey, you know, you might as well just call yourself a broke black man, you know, and see how that rolls with it. And I just adapted to it immediately. You know, it was kind of a little bit more memorable to be known as Dave the Saint, because I don't want people to come to my channel thinking it's a religious channel.
Well, I think it's a natural progression that obviously if you're David the Saint, that your next thing is going to be broke black man.
Yeah.
I think it's very, you know, that's just organic. So, yeah, I love it. I mean, I think that it's catchy and it's definitely, it plays off a stereotype and all that. I'd like to bring up that, well, this is a new channel, but I've had a few casts that I have recorded and haven't been released yet, and I work with co-hosts trying to do the more review-based cast of the broadcast, and usually everything is done very late at night. So the content creator that is known as Broke Black Man requested his interview to be at 10 a.m. So it's kind of, you know, you think, oh, I got an interview with Broke Black Man. Somebody tells you that, you're like, oh, when's that? You're like 10 o'clock in the morning because he's got to go and he's got a bachelor's degree and he's got to do this and that and that. But you know, so it's kind of funny. So definitely not unmotivated black man. It's kind of a sad state of our country there, that your username's Broke Black Man, and what are you broke from? All your damn schooling, trying to better yourself. So hopefully one day you'll be fiscally responsible and secure black man. I don't think it's catchy though. David the Saint. Wow. Yeah. I think that was a good call. That was a good call. Stick away from that.
And I still get subscribers saying, like, David the Saint better.
David the Saint.
It's too late. I'm dive deep into it now. And funny it is, like, sometimes when I'm doing my reaction videos, I'd be like, hey guys, Broke Black Man. Sometimes I'd be saying, hey guys, David the Saint. You know, it comes out sometimes.
Yeah, well, I think it just shows your heavenly appeal, and it definitely gives me an insight to how you view yourself. So, you are a saint, my friend. Well, you are a good guy. But I want to talk a little bit about, say, that you think reaction videos are reaction videos, that it's fair to use it as kind of like a blanket term, for lack of a better term. You don't consider there to be actual subgroups within this?
Like majority, well, you could say that there are kind of like subgroups within it, as if, you know, people react to movie trailers, TV shows, challenges, or other YouTube videos, you know, or news. Yeah, but it's all truly just, in a sense, one blanket of reaction videos, but subgenre, like reaction to what, you know? It's like you're going to see a movie, but what kind of movie are you going to see? You know, there's action, there's thriller and whatnot, so
yeah, I guess it comes down to just there's different styles, just like with anything.
Even that also they do it, because I'm using OBS. I know other people do other softwares, and some people even like record what's on a TV or show a mirror.
Yeah, oh yeah. Again, I want to say OBS for all your needs. Not sponsored by OBS, but I'd like to be. OBS, it gets you there. David the Saint uses it. Yeah, I saw some mirror. I don't like that one bit at all.
But the mirror technique, or
I don't like a lot of that. But I prefer your method. I don't. When people are videotaping the screen,
it's like the only one that you can truly see the entire show minus the commercials. But you don't see the whole thing, but at least you get an idea. You know,
I know.
That's like the closest thing a reactor can actually get the entire thing without flags or anything. You know?
Well, I guess that's interesting, though, because like I said, I find it fascinating. I do find this area fascinating, and not only because of all the controversy over it, but over the, the psychological, end of it. And at first I thought, before I really knew much about the area, that maybe this is, and some people do, I know that some of the guys that got under attack, or that became the focus of a lot of the, scrutiny and the whole reaction to reactions thing, they even cited that people watch them because they want to, it's like watching a film or a show with a friend, and that doesn't really hold true, because you can't watch the whole, you're not watching along, because it's not the whole episode, because of, like we said, the trimmed out legal system that YouTube's got right now, or that copyright law is, the state of copyright law right now, doesn't allow you to sit there and watch a whole video with anybody. Not for very long anyways. It's going to get taken down. So I guess the mirror's the only way to do that. But do you think that that's what people want? Do they want to watch it with you? Or is it just more like we were saying before, it's more of we have a deep rooted urge and need to reassure our own feelings, and it's not that much different. It's just like I said, different medium to convey your thoughts on something, just like a review does. It's just, it's not spoken as much, even though you do have commentary in it, but it's, more through physical movements and activity, other than just sitting there and giving a breakdown by word. So do you feel that people want to watch it with you? Is that something that, let's say there's no violations, we're living in a carefree world and everybody's great, do you think that would be something that people would just start doing? Would you personally, if there was no copyright issues whatsoever, would you post the whole episode?
In all honesty, I would try to post the whole episode, because like I mentioned earlier, when I did my Supernatural reaction, what did I do? I kind of post the entire episode, not because I didn't know the whole rules and stipulations and whatnot. I wish I can actually do that now. Like, I wish that there are times when I can do a Walking Dead live stream where I can show people, hey, this is what I'm going to be watching, this is what I'm going to be completely talking about, than just me doing because I've done it before, though, but never to show the video. It's just basically me, people seeing my reactions, and just me doing a description. Occasionally I was talking to someone else because I allowed someone else to join the Google Hangout. But again, occasionally I would always look at the live chat, and I would see a lot of people saying, where's the video, where's the video, where's the video, and then they're leaving. So there are times when I do kind of like wish that I would also have the video up there, Just I missed something, and someone might bring it up like, hey, maybe there was that scene that you didn't talk about, but, since it's there, let's talk about it,
Yeah, because you in the end have to essentially decide what are the important points that you are going to want to hit on. So that can leave disappointment for some, I would imagine, because you didn't show it, like you just said. Yeah, I didn't know if you, because obviously you did the first episode, just because you, at that point, were ignorant of the, and again, ignorant, it doesn't mean you're stupid, you just didn't know the fucking rules for YouTube, and that, I don't know the rules since they changed day to day, but you really would use that format, even though it would because I don't know if I'd want to watch anything that's even more than a half hour to 40 minutes. I don't know. So, I guess that's obviously opinion and preference, but do you think that more people, I guess that's my question, are more people wanting that? Is that a valid thing to say, that people want to watch reaction videos because they want to watch their favorite shows with somebody?
Yeah, I just believe that that's one of the reasons why. It's like what you brought up earlier. It's kind of like they're watching with a friend or someone who has the same common interest as them, and like, does someone else, have this same point? Because there are shows that I watch where none of my friends watch.
Yeah.
Talk about, like Westworld. I'm like, my close friends, they don't watch Westworld. some don't watch like Once Upon a Time, and like I don't do reaction videos on them, but I do go to other people and their channels and do reactions on it now. And there's like Walking Dead. Not many my friends watch Walking Dead. Only besides
Who are your friends?
Trust me.
You are describing people that I did not know exist. I mean, like, you just described, like, the...
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's like the millennial playbook, dude. Like, everybody... Like, who are these
Game
people?
of Thrones. There's, like, a little handful of people. Some people gotta, like, urge them to watch Game of Thrones, but there was a time when, like, some of my closest friends never watched it. So I'm just like, why is no one watching this here? And then you gotta go to YouTube.
Well, I mean, I honestly want to know who your friends are. Like, you can't throw a fucking rock in any direction without hitting a group of people that all have not only watched Game of Thrones but have a crazy theory about it. Wow.
Exactly, or they just watch
No
one
wonder.
season and then they just stop. I'm just like, what? When I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones, I was hooked instantly. I was waiting for the next week episode immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously... that's really weird, man. We're gonna have to have you on for another We're gonna have to get these people on for an intervention. I mean, Jesus, what are they watching? Grey's Anatomy? I mean, I get it.
Most of them just watch like the superhero shows, like The Flash and whatnot. But it was
That's weird, though. Don't you agree? Because like if those things usually... I mean, I'm not trying to just, like, again, make a blanket statement, but most people that enjoy shows like The Flash and likes Marvel or DC content, that they're most likely gonna at least watch Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, or Westworld. One of them. Mm-hmm. One of them. You know what I mean? But they're not. Oh wow, it just seems like they go together. But I don't watch CW stuff, but I watch everything else. So wow, man, I'm getting off topic here. That blows my mind. I almost want to fact check you. I don't want to meet these people. So, but yeah, like you said, so you want to not only know their thoughts, but so you would you yourself watch along with another reactor?
Most definitely, I would. I would actually watch along with one on some days, because I'm acquainted with another YouTuber who does reactions. And there are times when we actually watch the same show together at times. Mm-hmm. But we never ever partnered up and okay, we're going to do a reaction and we're going to either post it on my channel or your channel. That never did happen though.
You got to do the crossover, man, the collab.
No, the only collabs I ever did was one time I did on Walking Dead. I think I did another show, or I plan to in the future, where I just didn't show the video, but it was just me and someone else, and we just talked. While it aired and during the commercials, we just talked about it.
Yeah.
Closest to a collab we ever did on a live show.
Yeah. Well, because obviously we're just getting acquainted, but I've known of you for a little bit through the Mino and all that, and you definitely are. That's why one of my original thoughts was, before I really watched your videos, was because I know, because I've heard your views, I've seen things that you've done other than your reaction videos, and you popped up in some of the same circles. I know you're intelligent about, these intellectual properties. So I kind of wondered at first. I'm like, why doesn't he just do a review show? I mean, and I've already, we went over this, that it's pretty much the same concept, and it's just the way you're conveying it. But yeah, that was my question, because you definitely are knowledgeable. I respect your opinion. I think that's important it's obviously important in general, but I don't think that many people are going to watch somebody that they don't think has an intelligent or at least interesting perspective or grasp on the show, and I think that's why, is that why you kind of focus on interjecting dialogue into your reactions, even though some people literally say nothing?
Yeah.
Is to let them know that, hey, you do know what the fuck's going on. Because you can do as much acting with your expressions as humanly possible. I mean, you still need to say a few things to, let people know you know what's happening. They're like, I could tell he understood this narrative by his eyes. So I think that I enjoy it, but is that why you inject it in there? And is there sometimes that maybe you would rather just do a more traditional review or recap type of segment.
Now, during my reaction videos, yeah, I do say a little bit like a review, like after I do the initial reaction, like during like the last, what, 5 to 10 minutes, I do that little segment.
Yeah.
Eventually, I actually started to do live streams, or actually do kind of like a review recap. At first, I did it with The Walking Dead. I did a segment called "The Good, the Bad, the Walking Dead," where I talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, the in between, because not every Walking Dead episode has its moments.
No, I am working on that myself. I find that I come off way too negative, even though I love these shows. Like I said, I don't make money off this or the blog, that Westworld Amino that I run, and that actually takes like a lot of my time. Like I always have my phone like with the app open at work and stuff, and I'm responding to people, I'm doing things with the the upkeep, and that's not a paid gig. Like I really like this stuff, and I don't know if that's what makes me be more critical of it, but I find that, especially with the first few casts I've done, that when I listen to them, I'm like, damn, it sounds like I hate this show.